A day that lives in infamy. On the 12th of August 2017, torch-wielding far-right nationalists and neo-Nazis marched through the streets of the U.S. city of Charlottesville. The Unite the Right rally, a protest against the removal of a Confederate general statue, shocked the world. 6 years on, residents say the community and the country at large remains polarized. And as the 2024 election draws closer, there are fears the summer of hatred could be repeated. Benji Hyer reports.
Blood and soil. Jews will not replace us. The cries of bigotry that made this town notorious still haunt those who bore witness to the horror.
This event of August 11 and 12, 2017 changed the narrative for Charlottesville.
Eze Amos captured the terror through the lens of his camera. For years, his pictures never saw the light of day. But in an effort to illustrate the resilience of his friends, neighbours, strangers, he decided to finally show their stories through the power of photography. These images aimed at highlighting resistance, courage, unity.
I'm extremely proud of this project.
And yet,
I would want to say we have learned, healed, and we're moving towards a positive future. But unfortunately, as much as it's, pains me to say this, we have not learned, we have not healed, and we're still very, very much divided.
It looked like a bomb had literally gone off right here in the intersection.
Just meters away from the gallery, the scene of a heinous crime. A man deliberately rammed his car into a crowd of counter-protesters, killing 32-year-old Heather Hyer.
I literally saw her soul leave her body while they were working on it. It was traumatic. It wasn't like anything that anyone should ever have to experience, and certainly I had never experienced before in my life.
You would have come back to the street a lot since. Does it get any easier?
No. It's not easy right now. I pray that we never have to name another street or avenue or roadway after someone because of such a thing. I pray that we don't.
What unfolded here 6 years ago left a community palpably shaken, traumatized, their sense of safety stripped. But people we've spoken to in Charlottesville fear the forces that unleashed the hatred we saw that day are still pervasive across America. And in an increasingly divisive, toxic political climate, they could well be enabled again.
Donald Trump, then president, was asked to condemn the violence. His response at the time sparked outrage.
But you also had people that were very fine people on both sides.
Recently indicted again, his false, stolen election claims are alleged to have inspired an insurrection attempt. At least one Charlottesville marcher was amongst the mob of Trump supporters that stormed the US Capitol. Critics are concerned the Republican Party frontrunner for the next election could return to the White House, further fanning the flames of hostility.
They were peaceful people. These were great people. The crowd was unbelievable. And I mentioned the word love, the love in the air. I've never seen anything like it.
America, despite its complex history, its turbulent present, is a nation of immigrants, of freedom, of hope. Some do believe in a brighter future.
We can show another way, how we might be able to come together, even in the midst of our differences, to work toward more greater racial equity, racial justice on behalf of our community.
That optimistic vision is not shared by all. For many, the wounds of prejudice cut too deep.
We're about to have another election. We are so emotionally charged, and what happened to A12 has left such a residual feeling inside of us that I'm not sure how people will respond to another thing. My hope is that the country will own their responsibility. You can't have reconciliation without truth. And I don't know that this country has ever been honest about what they have done to us, and what they continue to do to us.
Benji Hyer, CNA, Charlottesville.